fans in Nawalapitiya have turned up. They've got a little puffery band on the side. Coming up is the North Central Typhoons versus the Northern Gladiators. And there's Prashant Veeratna setting up. Good game anticipated. Clifford's taking a break and joining us on commentary. Shanaka.
Thanks, Sean. Terrible pass by Fazil Marija. First bad pass he's had all day.
He measured it up and it just slipped out. As the referee saying, leave the ball free. Do not go in and kill it.
They've been very strict on that call, Sean. Maybe too much so, in fact, today.
This is something that spoke about in the managers meeting yesterday. They said they want to try and speed the ball up and don't want anyone to try and restricting the ball. But it's a fair call judgment. You've got to be a little bit sharper to see if there is deliberate movement there, or at least someone's trying to work hard. Right now it looks like even if you're working hard, you're going to get picked up on that. Good ball, nicely taken. Ratwata. Bazimaja playing in the centre. Links up with Dushmitra. Runs into a tackle. Gets hit hard there.
Vishwamitra coming back from a 2-game suspension, running straight into his 7th teammate Pradeep Lianage. No getting past him, of course, the bigger man.
There's a shot of Veeratna, hoping that he might have been given that to run, but referee says no comeback, scrum ball.
Veera has not been playing a lot of sevens rugby, Sean, because Srinath Surya Bandar is obviously the preferred choice at scrum off, and you can see that 15th game is rubbing off on him. He's going into the contact a little bit too much. Clifford and I were discussing it a little earlier. He needs to change his philosophy in this format of the game.
True. He's a great player, but like you say, it's the thinking that matters. And a little change will be very, very good for him, I think. But nevertheless, there's Fazil. Good distribution, nice cut-out pass.
This Northern Gladiators side, Sean, probably has the 2 fastest men in the competition so far. They've got Vishwamitra Jasing on one wing, and at scrum half they've got Mithun Hapugoda. And they've got plenty of pace to burn between those two.
True. They've got plenty of petrol there as well. Be interested to see how they line up here. There's plenty of cover from the opposition. Oh dear.
Mithun Hapugoda cleaning that one up. Sudarshan Muthutantri protecting the ball. Nilamka Vijayasekara, great to see him back, as is it's great to also see back Darshan Atipola, who offloaded to Fazil Marija. Great leg pump from the Sri Lanka 7th skipper. That's got to be from the side, but referee says play on. Soiru Anthony was legal.
Yes, and strong, very strong lad, Soiru. He's really grown in strength and stature. Carlton's been very good for him. His restart ball, not... ouch! That was serious clatter. I think it was a little high as well. Goodness. Let's have a look at that replay.
No real attempt to get his arms around the player either. I think that was Sudarshan Muthutantri. The player was on him a little bit before he anticipated it, so I couldn't get his arms around in time. Let's watch it again here. Dilanka on one side, Muthu on the other. Whoa, he's lucky to escape without breaking in half, Shanaka Kumara.
Yes, there was a shoulder charge for sure. And there's Muthu taking the sin bin for his effort in not trying to tackle legally.
Absolutely a fair call and a fair person on a call.
Wonderful to see. There we go. The Jayatillaka Stadium up here in Nawalapitiya. Thankfully, nice and strong from Pradeep Lianage.
Atipola had 2 goals at Pradeep Lianage. And Lianage managed to get away from that, and Atipola gets sent to the bin for his trouble. So 5 plays 7, Sean. It's going to be a mockery if these guys don't actually score now, the North Central Typhoons. They're playing against a side with 2 men down.
Very much so. Oh dear. It's a little bit of RG. As you see the look at that. That's always a rare sight in 7s. I'm not too sure that the Typhoons have realized. If they have, they need to just transfer the ball quickly. It's a scrum ball now and an opportunity for sure.
Your thoughts on that sin binning, Sean? I mean, Atipola did go for the man. Pradeep Liyanage bounced him off. You think it was yellow cardable?
Well, referees have been told very clearly not to tolerate anything. Even in a line out, if if they try and close the line out and the referee has to walk down the middle, he's going to give a yellow card. So, quick ball from Liyanage to Sandun. Haven't seen Sandun Herat power up at all this tournament, and I'm looking forward to it.
Yes, unfortunately for all the fans watching live on CSN, there has been a bit of a hiatus from Sandun Herat and Chamara Dabure, the first choice wings for Sri Lanka. They both scored just a try each in this entire day, and you had expected them to have a truckload.
Yes, I mean, that also comes down to planning from their individual sides. Being given the responsibility as a finisher and being given decent ball is one thing, certainly. There's the face of a warrior if there ever was one.
What a legend is becoming in Sri Lankan rugby. Not quite there up with the likes of yourself and Michael Jayasekara in the three quarters yet, Sean, but he'll get there.
Kind words, mate, but I think he's already on the way there for sure. He'll be playing in World Series playoffs very quickly, and in the Asian Five Nations, which puts them in contention for a World Cup playoff as well next year. With the World Cup being played in Japan, the 15s, is a wonderful opportunity. I happened to be in the right place at the right time and had a chance to speak with the chairman of the IRB, who said, look, Sri Lanka, he thinks, has a very good chance, and it's up to us now to try and get it all right.
Given the passion for the game, Sean, I'm sure we have all the raw materials if we get our nutrition right, as Roshan Weeraratne thunders down the flank, hands it off to his Kandy teammate Pradeep Liyanage.
So Anthony from the base, nicely done there.
Anuruddha Villavara, another Kandy player, back into rugby after a long layoff with a knee injury.
Picked up nicely by the Warriors. Goodness, 5-7 and they score. What can you say about that?
Mithun Hapagoda going all the way. They've got two guys on the bench, and they're the ones who score the try. That's not going to be happy news at all for the Northern Gladiators. For the
Typhoons.
Typhoons, I'm sorry.
Well, yes, terrible miscalculation, really. But you got to hand it to the Gladiators. Done all the hard work, and were given the chance. Thank you very much.
You see how valuable players like even Dilanka Vijayasekara, a lot of people think he's just a big forward, but he's the one who stole the ball there, Sean, to create that opportunity. And that's why guys like him and Dilip Selvam are still so valuable in the seventh setup.
Too true. It's about how much you do in terms of work rate and contribution, and knowing exactly what to do with the stationary ball, and that's Dilanka. Knowing that Hapagoda was on the wide, just picked up, and good offload. Nice to see, good pass.
North Central Typhoons කණ්ඩායම සහ Northern Gladiators කණ්ඩායම අතර තරගයයි මේ ක්‍රියාත්මක වන්නේ. තරගයේ ප්‍රථම භාගයේ නිමවන විට ලකුණු 7-0ක් ලෙස ඉදිරියෙන් සිටින්නට Northern Gladiators කණ්ඩායම සමත් වෙනවා. ඔබ මේ නරඹන්නේ Carlton Super Sevens රග්බි තරගාවලියේ නාවලපිටියේදී ජාතික ක්‍රීඩාංගණයේ සිට ගෙනෙන සජීවී රූපරාමුයි. ඔබ දකින්නේ North Central Typhoons කණ්ඩායම සහ Northern Gladiators කණ්ඩායමේ ප්‍රථම අධියරයි. ලකුණු තත්ත්වය සටහන් වුණේ ලකුණු 7-0ක් ලෙස මිතුන් හපුගොඩ ලබා ගත්තා Northern Gladiators කණ්ඩායමෙන් රැස් කළ ප්‍රථම නැත්නම් එකම උත්සාහක දිනම. Shan.
Thank you very much, Heshan. Just the 5 points difference in the first half, and really wonderful sight here to see the fans up in Nawalapitiya, all dressed up for the occasion. Special for them to be able to come out and see the best rugby players in Sri Lanka running out despite the weather. As they say, never mind the weather as long as we're together. As the referee waits on the restart.
Yes, it's great to see the crowds coming out in force to Nawalapitiya. It's not too long a drive, so if you're thinking of making it for tomorrow's set of games, it's just about 3 hours from Colombo.
Absolutely worth it. Just put your cap on and decide to leave early. You'll be here in time for a 10 o'clock start. There you go. Nicely done. Weeraratne, boom. Dear, he doesn't forget his 15's legs, really. Just decides to confront everybody. Had he just stepped away, things might have been a lot more profitable for him. If you look at that replay, you can see him gets through the first Beautiful, hits the gap nicely and then decides not to run into space but run straight and clatter himself up. So he needs to change that thinking. Sandon Herat. Beautiful handoff. Nice offload. Not a very good pass. Could have been better, but still on.
Shanaka Kumara's pass finding the feet of Darshan Atipola. Mithun Hapagoda. A little bit of a reverse pass to Damien Rathwatha, the under-23 player on the park.
Yes, and a run back. It's a race to see who's going to pick it up. Well done there by the Typhoons player on the deck. There's a bit of a wrestling match going on now. Somebody's going to lose his shorts. Hard work, you can see that. You can see the players huffing and puffing, Shanaka, just trying to recover as much oxygen as they can. It is really tough on the legs. End of day one, not an easy task. All the weeks and months of practice come down to these precious minutes and how you manage to stand up and do the simple things perfectly well.
Yes, it's a completely different bit of tiredness they'll be feeling after today, because it's not the hard, sunny ground that they've been running on. So their leg muscles will be a little less hard done by, but their upper body will be really aching after today's games.
True, and that's why the acid, I was about to say acid bath, the ice baths are up there in the main section of the stadium. Such a valuable and important part of recovery. It's now standardized for all games, especially with the rugby. Hit the ice bath straight away, and these players do that after a hard game, just to make sure that they try and keep the muscles and save the muscle for all the hard work that lasts them all through the day.
I remember the first ice bath I ever got into, Sean. It was about 2004, 2005. And it was a communal ice bath with my university mates in England. That wasn't fun.
The people in Sri Lanka waiting now for the next little bit of delivery from you, knowing as to what actually happened in that communal ice bath. Yeah, it is a great share, isn't it?
What happens in the ice bath stays in the ice bath. Mithun Hapagoda finds Darshan Atipola.
Looking for numbers, trying to get the decent pass in. Finally does that.
Mohammad Jabbar, he's over.
So another try, which gives them the advantage now.
It's a great tactic that they've got here, Sean. They've got Mithun Hapagoda throwing into the line out, and they move it to Fazil Marija and bring it back again towards the line out. So they've got Mithun on the big forwards, and they're creating a mismatch. It's great tactics by this Northern Gladiators side. As far as I'm concerned, the Blacks and this side and the Western Warriors are the teams to watch.
Yeah, it's going to be an interesting competition from here onwards. Lienage really has to try and get the better response from his side. He hasn't done that. So 2 tries here from the Gladiators puts them well in contention. But I'm just hoping that Pradeep Lienage can actually get some response from his boys. And the likes of Sandon Herat start to do some running on the wide and show us what skill they've got.
We're talking about Sandun and Chamara being quiet, Sean, but for me the biggest disappointment of the tournament so far has been Laya himself. He's completely been out of action, and playing at prop has not been having any good ball or first phase.
Yes, I'm always concerned about coaches and what they decide in terms of positional play sometimes. Laya may not be his usual sharp self, but I still think he's valuable outside as opposed to inside a scrum. I would think he's a little bit lost inside that scrum, just trying to see what he can do. Having played all his life as a centre 3/4, not easy to adapt to playing in the scrum, and also takes a lot out of your legs. So when you do get some decent ball and some space, he's not going to be able to do much.
And I think the reverse is true of Shenal Dias, who has been moved from prop into centre. I think he's finding the same problem as well.
Dias is a phenomenal athlete. In fact, both these players are phenomenal athletes. Just shows that sometimes you've got to stick with the absolutely dull basic.
Darshan Atipola losing that ball forward. The referee playing advantage for the Typhoons.
Virat takes it quickly. There's Lienage. Good tackle. Excellent. Comeback, says referee. The ball went forward in the tackle. These faces are quite exceptional for me, to see the boys completely splattered in mud, trying very hard, working hard for what they are about to receive, as they say.
Yes, it is a tough game, to say the least, Sean, especially in these conditions.
So Anthony coming off the park. Fresh legs on for the Typhoons.
Damien Ratwaka.
Got a nice, interesting anklet there. Bag of ice just to try and get some recovery in.
No qualms, sitting like that. Damien looks like he's watches TV that way.
Done. Chase.
Just short of the line. Is he going to get there? Yes, he is. The fastest man on the park, getting to the ball. What an absolutely fantastic chase, Sean. Vishwamitra Jayasinghe, absolutely stunning running.
Too true. Let's have a look at this on the replay. Here's Fazil, decides to put the boot in, hangs it all the way down the park, and then it's a race. Vishwamitra already got around his wingman. Beautifully planned, nicely slide. That's the perfect slide, perfect, wonderful rugby.
I'm surprised I haven't seen that tactic used until now. It's the third game that these Gladiators are playing, and I would have expected Fazil to chip for Vishwamitra far more often, but it's worked this time, and I'm sure they'll do it again.
Too true, and that's what you do very quickly once you get the chance to put the ball into open space and then have your fast men pick it up. So a nice little victory there for Fazil and his team, and the Typhoons having a hard time with the Sabragama Stallions, rather.
Yes, they are. That was an interesting match, to say the least. Let's wait and see how it comes back.
Northern Gladiators කණ්ඩායම සහ North Central Tribals කණ්ඩායම අතර තරගයේ ජයග්‍රාහකයන් බවට පත් වුණේ Northern Gladiators කණ්ඩායම. තරගයේ ප්‍රථම භාග නිමාවදී ලකුණු 7-0ක් ලෙස ඉදිරියෙන් සිටින Northern Gladiators කණ්ඩායම සමත් වුණා. ඉන් අනතුරුව තරගයේ දෙවන භාගය තුලදීත් තමන්ගේ අනසක පතුරවන්නට Northern Gladiators කණ්ඩායම සමත් වුණේ. රිස්මි ජබා ඒ වගේම විශ්වමිත්‍ර ජයසිංහ ලබාගත් උත්සාහක දිනුම් දෙකක් සමගින් ලකුණු 17-0ක් ලෙස